insinuations, but at the same time, I'm gonna speak on the reality that is not in my possession, and all I'm getting is I don't know, you know. So that's falling on the shoulders of the instructors, the workshop instructors, and the editor, because that's who we turn our work over to. This is my latest creation that I just did. You know, I think I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate in that, and I count my blessings. Like I said, this is a blessing being here. It's much different from being outside in the cold. You know, you know. I didn't. On my way here, I ran into two other vendors, but I didn't tell them where I was going. You know, so that's one thing. They might have wanted to come, or I'm not. It's not on me. I didn't treat myself to this as much as I probably would, or at least would like to in this case. So I couldn't offer or extend it to them. So that's just a casualty of what it is. At the same time, on the flip side of that token, they're into extracurricular activities that I'm not involved in or that I'm not aware of. Like the blog, they started up a blog workshop where they learning how to write their blogs. They get paid to attend that. They got like some some of the vendors go out to schools and stuff and they speak to the children in the classes. I'm not involved with that. It's like a role model program, speaking on being homeless or trying to keep them encouraged. They get a stipend for that. I'm not involved in that. I was never approached to hires. So, I can't really feel sorry for them. And like I said besides, I'm not in the position to feel sorry for them. At this point, I can only count my blessings. Because again, I'm going to reiterate it again. Street Sense isn't set up to put you in business. It's set up to keep them in business off of your work and your efforts. So the most that I think I could probably do is like use it as a stepping stone to, build up my notoriety as an artist, display my skills, you know, kind of stick it out with them. Because I really don't have no choice. At this time, I don't even have an ID, so I'm definitely blessed by this, being surrounded by folks who care enough to make that extra effort to see me out the cold every once in a while or whatever, to help me work towards something. It's like a mutual, amicable agreement to some extent. So, that is my ultimate goal, to try and branch out on my own again, but on solid ground, with a solid foundation. I mean, that's like the trouble I have been having. My organization, as you can see, I need all my space. You know what I mean? And I'm not that organized, but it's something I'm working on, and that I can work on and work towards. So, I mean, we just got into like somewhat of like different agreements. This is for the illustration. This is like what'd you call this?
It's basically just like a concept survey,
Yeah.
trying to help someone who's
Yeah.
working with you to understand what it is, what product you're trying to market.
Right, an assignment questionnaire. So this is for the film that we're working on, this documentary. So it's like we're just getting into like any type of paperwork, the legal aspect and stuff. And we got some signed agreements for the film release and all that type stuff. We're just getting into those type of things, but that's just like the surface. And I know there's so much more to it, you know. So, I mean, I've pretty much been handling my copyright on my own, but that's been my past experience. You know, be aware of someone that asks you, are your works copywritten? You know, that leads to the next question of why you want to know. And I don't think it's for a good purpose, you know. I think an approach, a more safe or a more convincing approach would be, would you like me to help you copyright? Would you like to work on getting your work copywritten? Or you know what I mean? So that's just from an artist being real. So, what other sort of questions you got or that you want to touch on?
Describe this crossroads that you say you find yourself at. What is that crossroads? What are the options intersecting?
Well, my crossroads is, like I said, to get on my feet more convincingly, on my own 2 feet. You know, I guess you could say street sense is my crutch at the moment. You know, be it by choice or whatever. I actually had more things going on than my current situation. I mean, I was putting myself in rooms, you know, sometimes maybe once a month or whatever. I wasn't doing it multiple times like this, days in a row. So that's a good thing. That's a magnified application of this. But I think it's like it right now. This relationship is kind of like give and take, because you know, street sense is also the business address I use, like where I expect to receive my mail, and I was gonna even change my address there, but I ran into difficulties with that by the former vendor manager not wanting to sign the paperwork, the proper paperwork, for me to allowing me to use the address. You know, I think he took it too literally. It wasn't saying that I was actually living there, but that it was a